Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome to our very first episode of Adrenaline. And that's not just Season 2, that's... Oh, I lost my voice. I'm back, I've got my voice back now. The first ever episode of Adrenaline in this SWE universe mode from Toronto, Ontario? I can't even talk, bugger it. And here we go with our first ever match on Adrenaline. I finally got my voice back now. We are going to have American Alpha accompanied to the ring, of course, by Kurt Angle, taking on a couple of guys who are not officially a team as yet. It is Fenix and Drago. And here we go. So yeah, I apologise about that entrance. I don't know what happened to me there. My voice seemed to completely disappear, and that's a bit weird. But I'm back now. I am back. I know what I'm doing now. So American Alpha, of course, with Kurt Angle. We will be seeing Kurt Angle later on this evening. He will be in our main event this evening against Bobby Roode in a submissions match. So a massive, massive match there. There's some big matches tonight though. We've got a couple of women's matches which will make our women's championship match for the next episode, which will be our first pay-per-view, Adrenaline Rush. Also tonight we're going to see Corey Graves taking on Vampiro, as well as of course this match here right now. Also, we have had a couple of dark matches before the show started. Jack Swagger won a Fatal 4-Way against Heath Slater, Tatsumi Fujinami and Apollo Crews. And the Usos defeated Blake and Murphy. My voice is going again. The Usos defeated Blake and Murphy as well. So the Usos doing pretty well in the tag team division. Not quite sure how we're going to play this one because, like I say, PJ Toby wanted to put this match together but doesn't want to commit to a tag team of Fenix and Drago at this point in time. But you know what? I think it could very well work. I think the Fenix-Drago tag team is actually a very good tag team that we could potentially use going forward. Let's see how they get on here this evening. This could make or break their tag team career here. I apologise, so it's popped up in the middle of my screen. There we go. Yeah, this could make or break the tag team of Drago and Fenix. If they get a good victory here against American Alpha, or even a good showing against American Alpha, then potentially it could be a very profitable team moving forward. But I think PJ Toby has more sort of views for these two guys in the Cruiserweight division moving forward. But Adrenaline has an incredibly strong Cruiserweight division. Really, really strong. And we'll see that on our Adrenaline Rush pay-per-view, which is coming up only in a couple of days' time, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. And in that pay-per-view, we will see a Fatal 4-Way to crown our first Cruiserweight champion. And that is going to be Ricochet versus Akira Tozawa versus Rich Swann versus P.T. Williams. Fatal 4-Way. Also, PJ Toby has put together a match to crown our first ever Adrenaline champion. And that is going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kazuchika Okada. And again, that will be in a couple of days' time. On top of that, we will also have our first Intercontinental Champion crowned in a triple threat match between Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Cassius Ohno. So, a cracking pay-per-view upcoming for you in a couple of days' time. So someone's really milking this Drago entrance, aren't they? Whoever's created this has given the longest entrance in the game. Haven't given the wings though, which is a little bit annoying. I think you can't have the wings if you've got the bit dangling down from the back of your mask, I think. And then here comes Fenix. One of the top luchadors in the world at this point in time. A man who has held several main event championships, not just cruiserweight belts as well. So maybe PJ Toby might try and utilise this guy somewhere else on the roster, you never know. But I think for the moment, I think he's very much part of PJ Toby's cruiserweight division. But that's the best thing about these rosters now, because they're smaller, they're about half the size of what they were in Season 1 of this universe. Now, because of that, it does mean that that everyone's going to get a little bit more opportunity here and there, I think. And that's the really good thing about this. There's a lot more chance for guys to move up and down, create tag teams like this, like PJ Toby's done. And even if you are in a tag team, maybe work on something a little bit more independent as well. Who knows, if Jason Jordan wants to potentially go for the Intercontinental Championship, what's going to stop him? But yeah, a couple of good wins on the dark matches, and that puts the Usos up onto 105 points in the tag team rankings. Of course, we do have a tag team championship match lined up for Adrenaline Rush as well. And that will be DIY, who of course in real life now are split, but we're keeping them together still, And they will be taking on War Machine, Hansen and Raymond Rowe. Now we're in the green brand now. Of course, Throwdown used to be green, but I just felt like... I don't know why, I just felt like Adrenaline needed to be green, which is why Throwdown got a nice little blue makeover. Great backstabber off the top rope there by Chad Gable on Drago. And it's a good start here from American Alpha. Of course, they know how important it is to get victories in this universe mode very early on, because obviously if you get the victories early on, you get high up the rankings quicker, and that's how you potentially get yourselves a championship match. Of course, the Usos have got a victory already this evening, but like I've said before, because it was a dark match, they only get half points. So the winners of this match potentially will be top of the tag team rankings. Not quite sure how we're going to do it yet with the Fenix Drago situation, because they're not officially a tag team. Will they be added to the tag team rankings? That is yet to be seen. Again, I think it would depend on this. If they win this match, then maybe I'll add them onto the tag team rankings. If they don't win this match, then I'm thinking potentially we will just remove 5 points from each in the singles aspect, like we should be doing. It's a little bit surprised to see Kurt Angle. I thought he might be staying backstage to sort of prepare for his match later on against Bobby Roode, the glorious one himself. Jordan now trying to bring Fenix back up to his feet, but Fenix catching Jordan with the jawbreaker, now looking for a neck breaker, and he hits it. I'm really looking forward to Corey Graves versus Vampiro this evening as well. I think there's going to be a match between two guys who are very similar. We have made it an Extreme Rules match as well, just on the fly, because I think that will suit them very, very well. Also, another Extreme Rules match this evening. Like I said, we are going to have a couple of women's matches, and they're both qualifiers. The winners of the two women's matches this evening will go on to Adrenaline Rush to fight it out for the Adrenaline Women's Championship. The first one will be an Extreme Rules as well. That is Paige versus Nikki Cross, of course, former tag team partners in our last universe mode. And later on, we will see Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon as well. So the winner of Paige and Nikki Cross will go on to face the winner of Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon. And of course, Alexa Bliss, former Throwdown Women's Champion, trying to become a two-time champion across different brands. Has anyone done that yet? I don't think they have, but I think, of course, CM Punk has an opportunity in a few weeks' time as well, after his victory on Throwdown a couple of days ago. So Fenix now up on the top rope. Oh, corkscrew moonsault landing flat on Jason Jordan. And now Fenix starting to take control of this match. Oh, Jordan fighting back. I think I spoke too soon. Jordan now with his snake eyes on Fenix. Fenix fighting back with the elbow. And then that big, I think it was like a headbutt that. And now Fenix comes across and he is going to bring in his lucha pal in Drago. Of course, in real life, Fenix and his brother, Pentagon Jr., have been teaming across quite a few different promotions. And I think they're currently the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla Tag Team Champions. So that's interesting. But of course, Pentagon Jr. currently over on Mayhem.
Later that same evening.
And Fenix is just on fire all of a sudden. Gable fighting out the vertical suplex. Straight into the corner of Alpha once again. And it looks like they're going to do a bit of role reversal here. Jordan catching the backdrop. There's the pin. Gable sending... Oh, referee, why are you so broken? Oh my god, this game does my freaking head in so much. There's the pin. Is it going to be enough? 1, 2, no. Referee, you absolutely screwed him good and proper there, ref. Really screwed him. I don't know. Do you think it's because the wrong man was doing the pin? The wrong man in the... It can't be. It was the legal man, but it wasn't the man that you should be having doing that role of that maneuver. And I think that's one thing I would like to see them change in 2K18, is that if there's a situation like that where Gable and Jordan have a specific move that they use with each other. So basically, it's always Jordan who throws and it's always Gable who catches. I think no matter who the legal man is, it should always make sure that they're in the correct roles, because it looks a little bit silly, doesn't it? It should be the way around from what we just... I'm not talking about sense here. You know what I mean. Drago now. Lining up Jason Jordan. flip pile driver by Drago on Jordan, but he's very, very close to Gable, who is in and does break. No, he doesn't break it. Wow, this game is just incredible, isn't it? Well, the team of Drago and Fenix has picked up the victory. That's what the game has given us, and that's what we all have to accept, I'm afraid. But there you go, a great win there for the team who's not actually a team. But you know what? In my opinion, the referee screwed American Alpha here. They screwed them bad. And I think it's so unfortunate for Alpha to have to take the hit on this one, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. They'll have to try and fight their way back from a down position on the tag team rankings, and now it looks like I probably will end up adding Fenix and Drago to the tag team rankings. Whether they're an official tag team or not is a different story, but they've just earned 5 points in the rankings, so surely they're actually going to be pretty high compared to some of the teams. Right, I'm going to mark that down now. Drago and Fenix with a victory. Due to dodgy refereeing decisions and dodgy AI, but there you go, that's it. That's the way it works. And that was the it was incredibly close. It was a split second between Chad Gable trying to break that pin, the referee's hand hitting the mat for 3. But it's a great win for the debuting tag team, a tag team that you would not expect to put together. And look here, you see the handshake. They look like they're happy with this tag team. So maybe we will put them as an official tag team. Whether they're going to be one of the main tag teams or not is a different story, but with this big victory of American Alpha, you never know how far this two can go. They're both very good quality wrestlers on their own, so why couldn't we see a top-class lucha tag team here in the making? And here we go now into our first of our 2 women's qualifier matches this evening. This first one is Paige versus Nikki Cross. And here we go. So like we said before, the winner of this match between Paige and Nikki Cross will take on the winner of the match later on this evening, which of course is Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon. That match will be at Adrenaline Rush, our pay-per-view coming up in a couple of days' time, and it will be to crown the first ever women's champion here in Adrenaline. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that quite a lot, actually. And it's going to be a really good pay-per-view. As I mentioned earlier on, all of our 5 champions will be crowned at Adrenaline Rush, Adrenaline Rush, Adrenaline Rush in a few days' time. And from there on, when we can start to do it a bit more effective, because obviously it was 1 episode and then the pay-per-view, it's been a little bit sort of up and down at the moment, so it'll be good once we get everything sorted. And of course next week, I like the way we're doing this now. We're going to have a pay-per-view every single week instead of me trying to cram in a 5-day pay-per-view. Well, 5 days of worth of recording, in-game days that is, or 10 days for you guys. I think it's better to do it this way and have each show have its own pay-per-view. It means there's not so much of a mix of talent, but it also means that when we do have a mix of talent, maybe if we do have a King of the Ring tournament between all 4 brands maybe, or a Queen of the Ring tournament, or we do some sort of hardcore tournament between Mayhem and Throwdown, or a Cruiserweight show between, no matter what we do, it's going to make that a little bit more special because it's not something you're used to seeing. So I'm looking forward to that as well, and we have some ideas for special things myself and PJ Tovey could do. And I'm looking forward to some of the potential things we've got planned for you, actually. The way the Universe Mode works now, there's a lot more opportunity to everyone because the rosters are smaller, and hopefully it means that everybody out there watching right now will get a chance to see the people that they want to see. We've got a couple of women's matches here this evening for you. We've got a Cruiserweight match. We've got Graves and Vampiro. We've got a submission match with Angle and Bobby Roode. Some tag team matches. It's literally something for everyone in this Universe Mode. And if there's not anything for you, then let us know in the comment section down below and we will try and find it. Can't promise anything, but I'll try and find it, you know. I'm limited to what the game allows and what community creation allows. So Nikki Cross versus Paige for the first place in that Women's Championship match at Adrenaline Rush in a couple of days' time. And straight away, Cross has a chair, but Paige catches her before she gets a chance to swing it. But Nikki Cross now bulldog on the steel chair that was on the ground, and instantly Nikki Cross is taking this fight straight to Paige. And of course, Nikki Cross, unfortunate because she held a championship coming into this Universe Mode, which is now vacant, of course, the Women's Junior Heavyweight Championship. So she needs to try and get herself an opportunity to get some more gold around her waist, and that is exactly what she's got a chance here to do this evening if she can defeat Paige, which at the moment is looking like a foregone conclusion again. Crucifix bomb onto those steel chairs. Paige is in a lot of trouble here, as Nikki Cross now going for the bow and arrow submission on the outside as well. Nikki really working on the back now of Paige. Is there potentially a submission in the future for Nikki Cross? Again, has taken Paige down. Paige has got literally no offense in so far. Oh, there she is, running dropkick. Finally, Paige gets something in. But can she capitalize on it? Remember, this is Extreme Rules, but pinfalls and submissions must take place inside the ring. Paige has got a table. Not the easiest weapon to pull out from underneath the ring, really. And she got caught by Nikki Cross, who now sends Paige into the announce table. We're not seeing anyone go through the announce table at all in 2K18. It was something that the AI tried to do in 2K17. It did happen quite often, but now in 2K18, it doesn't seem to happen at all. And I would like them to bring it back, but only maybe for gimmick matches, like have the AI want to put someone through a table, maybe in an Extreme Rules match or a Falls Count anywhere, but in a normal singles match, it never used to make sense. Nikki Cross now sending Paige back into the ring. Damage has been done to the back and the face with the steel chairs, and now Nikki Cross will hopefully be looking to try and finish the job here against Paige. Brings her back up to her feet, and Nikki Cross lock her into that neck breaker. There's the pin. This could be a quick one. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. It's only a freaking 2 count. Nikki Cross now lining up Paige once again. I think this is going to end up being a quick one. Spinning, leg hooked, neck breaker. There's the pin. 1, 2, and no, Paige kicks out, but there wasn't a lot behind that kick out. Not a lot behind that kick out at all. Nikki Cross, you see, crowd getting underneath her skin, and she's getting underneath the skin of the crowd as well. It's a mutual relationship they've got going on. Cross now went for the butterfly, but Paige managed to flip out of it, but Cross straight away catching her with the big punch to the face. Now dropping Paige face first on the mat, and yeah, whenever Paige tries to do anything, Nikki Cross just seems to that one step ahead of her. Now just dropping back into the corner once again. Getting a reaction from the crowd. Now going for the pin. Maybe if she was going to go for the pin, should have gone a little bit earlier, but I think there's a very good chance that the pin wasn't going for a victory. Maybe just a chance to rest for a second. Nikki Cross now up on the middle ropes. Oh, big knees to the face as well. So, of course, like I said before, these two were both members of the Mayhem roster on the previous Universe mode. So PJ Toby knows them pretty well. But they were part of a tag team known as the Scream Queens. But like I've said before, the tag team division, the women's, does no longer exist because of the way the rosters have changed. There's Paige with a Paige turner. Oh, she hasn't quite turned this match, though. As Nikki Cross able to kick out after 2. Paige now getting the crowd going. And now looking to line up Nikki Cross. This match is going to be very quick either way by the looks of it, isn't it? Paige has Nikki Cross hooked up. Rampage. Rampage there by Paige, and she's taken a few seconds to go for the pin. Finally drops in now. 1, 2, and no, Nikki Cross kicked out. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This match has been very good. Was not expecting this from these two women. Really pulling out of the bag. I was expecting Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon to be the standout women's match this evening, but they're gonna have quite a lot to stand up to after this one. I think I'm coming down with something, you know. I'm losing my voice. I'm coughing. Paige now up on the middle rope, jumping Hurricanrana from that middle rope. Now taunting the crowd. The crowd loving it. They're really getting behind Paige now. But she's allowed Nikki Cross that few seconds to recuperate, but it wasn't quite enough for Cross, who then gets a headbutt in the back of the head by Paige. Paige now going for the sexual assault. I don't think we'll ever see Paige in a WWE ring again. I think she's done and dusted. And I don't think it's to do necessarily with the leak. Don't get me wrong, the leaks didn't help. But I think it's more to do with the Del Rio situation and just her in general, to be honest with you. I think she's very immature. And I think that's cost her career, basically. Second Rampage. 1, 2, and 3. No! Paige can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'm pretty sure you can't believe it. We all thought that Paige was going to adrenaline rush there to fight for the championship. But Nikki Cross just showing some incredible resilience. Paige bringing Cross back up, who catches her with the jawbreaker. Now sending Paige into the far corner. What has Cross got in a sick sadistic mind here? Sadistic, not statistic. Sadistic. I'm struggling with words myself today. Looks like a super butterfly suplex. Wow, a lot of damage done there. Paige, of course, has had neck injuries in the past. And now there's the uppercut on Nikki Cross. Went for the clothesline, and Cross caught her in the small package. Rolls her up. 1, 2... And that was it. Nikki Cross rolls her up in the small package and gets the victory. And Cross is going on to Adrenaline Rush to fight for the Adrenaline Women's Championship against the winner of our match later on this evening, of course, which will be Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon. But not only that, it gives Nikki Cross a nice few points in the ranking system. And, of course, it drops Paige down 5 points as well. So it was a big victory. Like I said, these victories early on in the Universe mode, especially on Adrenaline, where everybody starts off exactly the same because there's no champions, these early victories are so important to get you up the rankings very, very early. While everyone's so close, you can skip so many places. Like at the moment, this puts Nikki Cross top of the women's rankings. And later on this evening, the winner of Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon will join Nikki Cross at the top of the rankings. And Paige is now bottom of the rankings because she is on 95 points, whereas everyone else starts on 100. So there's a lot to it, and I think the ranking system is really going to add a much bigger aspect on random matches this year than what we did in the first Universe mode series. Referee, like he was calling for support from the back there. Paige is still grounded. She's not really moved. I know she's rolled out of the ring now, which is a good sign. See, she's moving. I don't think it bothers Nikki Cross at all. And here we go. Here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be Corey Graves taking on Vampiro in yet another Extreme Rules match. And here we go. Two guys brand new to the Universe mode. Neither of these guys were involved in Season 1. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how they're both going to get on. And I'll tell you now quite openly, the Corey Graves decision came out of nowhere, really. Myself and PJ before the draft were just skimming through the created wrestlers and saw this Corey Graves and thought, you know what, he's not actually too bad. His tattoos on his arms are a little bit flaky, but face-wise and everything is fantastic. Attire looks pretty good as well. And we'll see how we get on in this Universe mode. I must admit, I saw... I was assuming that both Corey Graves and Vampiro would end up on a brand of a hardcore championship. But PJ Toby's brought them here to Adrenaline, and let's see what use he can get out of them there then. I like Vampiro. I do. I think I'm... I wouldn't necessarily say in the minority. I don't know. I really like that Corey Graves in the menu and everything, but now he's looking a little bit off. This Vampiro though, yeah, Attitude Era Vampiro looks fantastic. I think tattoo wise, face paint wise, looks absolutely spot on. But I'm not 100% sure on the Corey Graves anymore. It's nice to have Corey Graves, but seeing him for the first time in the ring makes me sort of look at him and think, I wonder if he is the exact sort of person we're looking for. Well, he looks... I don't know, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that Corey Graves looks like what he should look like? Or do you think it's a poor core? Vampiro there smelling what The Rock is cooking. And a big match. Like I said, both these guys, debutants in SWE, never appeared in any previous season. And now here they are, ready to fight it out. Extreme rules once again, so no disqualifications, no countouts. The pinfalls and submissions must take place inside the ring. The referee rings the bell and we are underway. And it's Suplex City straight away. Ah, that's my beer gone. Trying to get my voice back by drinking beer, always the best way. Vampiro now bringing Corey Graves back up to his feet. There's the snap suplex, taking him down. Stamping on the face of Corey Graves now. Now dropping the elbow right in the back of the head. And again now dropping an elbow into the spine of Corey Graves. But Graves is back up looking for an arm break. And I remember Graves was very much a submission specialist on NXT, and it'd be interesting to see if he does continue to utilize those abilities here in SWE. So far it looks like he has tried to work down the body of Vampiro here and there when he's had the opportunity. As here we see Vampiro slowly getting back up to his feet, and Corey Graves caught him with the double axe handle. Now dropping a leg drop as well, a boot right in the face of Vampiro. Vampiro dragon screw, taking Corey Graves down. And again, Graves rolling Vampiro through, but Vampiro fighting back, right hand right in the gut. Went for the running kick, but looks like Graves caught him with the hip toss now into a knee in the face. And of course, Vampiro is one half of the commentary team over in Lucha Underground. Corey Graves, 1/3 of the commentary team now on Monday Night Raw. So it's very much a battle of the commentary teams, which is, I think, what PJ was going for in this one. But I also think these two guys blend quite well in the ring together as well. I think both their styles a little bit more hardcore. I don't know. I always assume that Corey Graves is a little bit more hardcore. I think it's just his look, just the tattoos and his sort of anarchic look, like a rock star sort of look. Generally, is more of a hardcore look, as you can see with Vampiro there, really. Ducking the clothesline really well. But Graves catching him once again into a belly-to-belly slam. And Graves really is going for a lot of the suplexes and slams in this match. Oh, there we go. Saying about working down the body, looking for a potential submission moving forward. And there he is, just chop blocking the knee. Graves now lining Vampiro up, takes him up on his shoulders. And that's a gut buster. Is that his finishing maneuver? That's the pin. 1, 2. That may have been a... I'm going to hope that wasn't his finish move. I'm going to hope that was just his signature. Can't have been his finishing maneuver, surely. I'm sure his finishing maneuver was a submission. It was a leg submission, wasn't it? I'm going to have to Google this crap now, anyway. Corey Graves. Corey Graves, Wikipedia. Good old Wikipedia. Jawbreaker there by Vampiro as well. Sterling James Keenan. La-di-la-di-la-di-la-di-la. Pin there by Vampiro. Right, finish maneuvers or signature maneuvers, right. Managers. Finisher maneuvers. Lucky 13. Inside toe hold inverted figure 4 leg lock. And Sterling Keenan, he utilised the MK Ultra, which is a back-to-belly power driver. So it looks like he needs to be... I don't know if that is his... No, because even if I go through his signature manoeuvres, maybe he must have a moveset, surely. Fireman's carry backbreaker, no. Leg lock, shin breaker, Boston Crab, single leg, chop block, no. Dragon suplex, no. No, I think whoever's done this call has not given the correct moveset then by the looks of it. It definitely looks that way, doesn't it? Look, it's going to be much of a difference to me. Vampiro demolishing Corey Graves here. And gets the victory as well, the Michinoko driver. There we go. So it's Vampiro who gets the victory in the battle of the commentary teams. Yeah, let me know what you think about this Corey Graves. I'm a little bit confused. It looks like his moveset is incorrect. And I'm not 100% sure on the core either. But you guys have to let me know what you think. I'm just going to Google it now. I've got his... yeah, the tattoos aren't quite right. They're not bad, but they're not right either. And I think that's the problem. I bet there probably is a better one out there. Knocking around maybe. I'll have to have a look. Yeah, it's not a bad core though. Face-wise, I think the face is very good, but I think it's just the tattoos and that are not quite right. Oh my god, Byron Saxton as a wrestler. You know you've entered a dodgy part of the internet when you end up with Byron Saxton as a wrestler. Ooh. So yeah, great win there for Vampiro. What does this roster hold for him? I think this version of Vampiro could potentially go cruiserweight. I don't mind doing that. Let's see what PJ Tony's got planned for him though. And here is our next match of the evening. This will decide who will face Nikki Cross at Adrenaline Rush for the championship. Of course, it is going to be Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon. Now, Ember Moon's a tricky one to get a core for. Now, I think this is the best version I can find, but it looks a little bit dodgy in the menu there. Let's have a see what it looks like actually inside the ring. Alexa Bliss, of course, a former Throwdown champion. Lost the belt at Evolution, which I was disappointed with because I knew, of course, that we were going to have this draft. And I knew that we were going to have the champions staying on their brand. So I really wanted Sumerian Death Squad to keep the tag team championships, and I really wanted Alexa Bliss to keep the women's championship. And unfortunately, both those lost the belt. So I ended up with Red Dragon instead of Sumerian Death Squad, which is still a very good tag team. But Sumerian Death Squad is one of my favourites, and you can't get a better female wrestler than Alexa Bliss, I'm afraid. And I could have picked Alexa Bliss in the draft, but I allowed PJ Tovey to take her because of the fact that he does have Blake and Murphy, and potentially we could reunite, that's the word I'm looking for, Alexa Bliss as their manager potentially. Which would be pretty good. We can give them a little bit of a buff. Maybe bring Alexa Bliss back as the manager. And maybe, who knows, Blake and Murphy could potentially actually do something with their lives. Do something with their lives. But of course, we still have one more match left for you after this one. That will be Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode in a submissions match. But of course, all eyes at the moment are on Alexa Bliss and of course this lady here, Ember Moon. So the core's looking pretty decent at the moment. Let's see what it's like when she gets in the ring and takes off the coat and the bandana. It's pretty cool actually. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. Like I say, it looked really dodgy in the pictures, but at the moment it's looking pretty good. I know it was going to look better than what it looks in the pictures because the pictures were just like blurry and that, but Ember Moon she was involved in the first universe mode, but very rarely used, in fairness. And I hope then that this universe mode she'll get much more opportunity, and straight away she's got a chance to get herself in the championship match in the first pay-per-view. So definitely be given the opportunity now, but will she take the opportunity against probably one of the most successful ladies in the previous universe mode in holding that Throwdown championship for a good couple of months. So it is Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon. It's not a bad Ember Moon, is it? The bell goes and we are underway. Moon straight away catching Alexa Bliss. But Bliss fighting back. Just wrenching the arm back of Ember Moon. And I have a fresh beer as well, which is good. Not sure what happened there. I was drinking my beer and all of a sudden I saw something falling from the sky. Ember Moon there running bulldog, almost took the referee out in the process, but I'm sure the referee's not he's not going to moan about being sandwiched by two ladies in the corner. I don't think that's really anything he's going to mind with. Ember Moon just rubbing the face of Alexa Bliss into the mat, now dropping an elbow onto the back of the head as well. So, of course, as I mentioned several times here this evening already, and I know I'm boring the life out of you, we do have our first pay-per-view, and it will be an adrenaline-only pay-per-view, and that will be in a couple of days' time. It will be called Adrenaline Rush, because I got really drunk and kept singing that during the draft. And we've got some big matches, so we already know Nikki Cross will face off against the winner of this match for the Women's Championship. We've got Ricochet versus Tozawa versus Rich Swann versus P.T. Williams for the Cruiserweight Championship. We're going to have DIY versus War Machine for the Tag Team Championships. We've got Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens versus Cassius Ohno for the Intercontinental Championship. And we're also going to have Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Kazuchika Okada for the first ever Adrenaline Champion. Alexa Bliss up on top now. Big elbow. I thought it was a bit early to go for the Sparkle Splash, and so did Alexa Bliss, so she only went for the elbow there. But Bliss going for the pin now on Ember Moon. Referee getting very close there. Only a 2 count. Bliss now just dragging Ember Moon into the middle of the ring. So, like I said before as well, because this is brand new in the Universe Mode, the ranking system, the winner of this match will join Nikki Cross at the top of the rankings. And of course, the winner of the Women's Championship will end up at the top of the rankings by quite some distance. Which is exactly how it should be, I suppose. The champion, for me, should always be the highest ranked person in the Universe Mode. That's only fair, isn't it? Alexa Bliss now sending Ember Moon over the top. Oh, and just spears her off the apron. Moon hit the ground hard there. You see her holding on to her ribs. And Alexa Bliss is going to join Ember Moon out there. Big knee to the spine of Ember Moon. Referee up to a 3 count as Alexa Bliss just sending Moon straight into the ring steps. And can the ring contain these two at this rate? Referee's up to a... Was that a 4 count or a 5? Oh, we're paying attention. That's a 5 count now as Alexa Bliss continues to assault Ember Moon on the outside. 6. I think Alexa Bliss has just lost all concept of the match. She just wants to cause pain to Ember Moon here. Straight into the ring steps once again. Referee's up to an 8 now. 9. Oh, God. Both ladies just about back in the ring on the 9 count. I thought we were going to get a count-out victory there for Ember Moon, but Alexa Bliss has done all that damage on the outside, now dropping the double knees across the gut of Ember Moon as well. 1, 2. It's only a 2 count. Alexa Bliss, look in her eyes. She cannot believe that Ember Moon is still fighting back. Alexa Bliss now going to run around the circle for a bit. Now up on that top turnbuckle, maybe looking for that Sparkle Splash. There it is. Twisted Bliss or Sparkle Splash, whatever she calls it these days. And Alexa Bliss is joining Nikki Cross at Adrenaline Rush to fight it out for the Adrenaline Women's Championship. Good. Don't get me wrong, I like Ember Moon, but I really like Alexa Bliss. She, as I've said, I even did a video on her. She is, in my opinion, the best woman the WWE currently have. She is... she's not the best wrestler, don't get me wrong, but the whole total package of Alexa Bliss is the best. She's the best on the mic. She's got the best in-ring persona. She's got the best storytelling ability in the ring. And moveset-wise, she's not far behind any of the other wrestlers there. There might be 1 or 2 that might be better in the ring altogether, but Alexa Bliss, for me, is the total package. And she could be the total package for SWE Adrenaline here as well. Big victory. And now only Nikki Cross stands in her way of becoming the first ever Adrenaline Women's Champion. The first person probably to hold belts on 2 different brands, I would imagine. And here we go with main event time. Kurt Angle versus Bobby Roode in a submissions match. And here we go, main event time. Isn't it amazing the fact that we've seen all these people here this evening, yet we're going to see a completely separate roster in a couple of days' time on our first pay-per-view here with Adrenaline Rush. And making his way out first of all is going to be Mr. Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist. Already seen him once this evening at the ringside of the losing American Alpha, which still I'm pissed about because I think they were ripped off by the referee, in fairness. The referee screwed him. they got screwed. And now Kurt Angle gets a chance to at least take his singles career to the next level here in the Adrenaline. And the best thing about this is it is a singles match, which means it's worth 5 ranking points. However, it is a main event of a weekly show, which means it's worth double. So the winner of this match will get 10 points, which will definitely put them in a very strong position. Of course, the pay-per-view is going to be very, very good for certain people as well. It's definitely going to push them up the rankings as well. But I think this one for both Kurt Angle and Bobby Roode is very important because the loser will end up below a hell of a lot of people, but the winner will end up ahead of a hell of a lot of people. Now, early on is not a massive difference in points, so it is easy to get back up the rankings, but you don't want to have to start from behind everyone else because everyone is going to be desperate for those points. And here we go. Glorious! The attire on this one's the best, but I'm not... Do I like the face or not? I'm not sure. The face is what's getting me. The attire is the best on the community creations, and the entrance is pretty good as well, but the face just... The face looks a bit too young for me. It needs to look a bit more weathered, at least be a little bit more... I don't know. I think the entrance is fantastic. Well, the entrance is just basically Ric Flair, isn't it? For the looks of it. I don't know. It is just Ric Flair's entrance. Let's see what he's like in the ring. I think attire-wise, this is prepared. Entrance-wise, it's not bad apart from the old Ric Flair struts. I don't know. I'm just not sure. What I've tried to do in this universe mode is I've tried to pick people that were the best possible cause. But there's a few people I have had to bring in because they are very important. For example, Bobby Roode is now currently the NXT champion. And it wouldn't make much sense not to have Bobby Roode in this universe mode, but to find a very good version of Bobby Roode. It looks a lot better now. Now we're in the ring and we're fighting. This Bobby Roode does look very good. Just sending Kurt Angle over the top now, dropping a knee right in the spine of Angle as well. So remember, this is submission, so there's no pinfalls in this one. But it's interesting, of course, Kurt Angle, known for his ankle lock, that's probably going to be his main chance of winning this match. Bobby Roode, in TNA, he used to use the crossface, the arm-trapped crossface, or the crippler crossface, if you will. So both those guys do have a strong finisher maneuver submission they can use. So it'll be interesting to see who really takes advantage early on and who starts to weaken the body part, because I think that's going to be the main thing in this. You've got to weaken the body part and take full advantage. Kurt Angle now has Bobby Roode up into a backbreaker. Roode in pain now as Kurt Angle, there we go, just slamming the ankle into the mat. Weaken that ankle potentially for an ankle lock later on. But Bobby Roode now going for the arm, and like I said, looking maybe for that crossface later on, then the arm is definitely going to be the part of the body that Bobby Roode really wants to work on. But he's not picky, Bobby Roode. He'll attack any part of your body. Roode now just pinching the shoulder of Kurt Angle. And again, just working on that part of the body that is looking for the submission. Both these guys, technical masterclasses. Big spine bust by Bobby Roode as well. And he's going to go for a figure 4 leg lock. Wow, Bobby Roode not just stealing Ric Flair's entrance, but now stealing his finisher maneuver as well. But Kurt Angle does manage to roll it over. And Bobby Roode able to break it. So, of course, the one problem with not having rope break switched on the universe mode is I don't want them for pins, but it means they don't count for submissions either. Angle DDT on Bobby Roode. And now Angle once again just wrenching back on the neck of Roode. Not the most painful submission, but if the damage is done, it can all add up and create quite a bit of pain. Roode maybe looking for a glorious DDT there, but Angle fighting free. And a drop kick to the knee. Once again, still working on that ankle and the lower leg of Bobby Roode, potentially for that ankle lock coming up. Angle now dragging Roode middle of the ring. Is he going to go for it? No, he got very close to ankle. I don't know if what he's thinking here. Roode slowly getting back up and catching Angle out. Angle just took too long there trying to decide what he was going to do. And Roode just spearing Angle off the apron. So now you've all had a chance as well to see all of the 4 arenas. What do you think of the arenas? Which one do you like the best? Which one are you not keen on maybe? Or which one do you think could be changed for the better? I'm quite happy. I quite like having the different coloured mats as well. I don't know why. I just get bored of a white mat. And I think this is nice to have this little difference here and there. Oh, off the ring post there. Is there no countouts? There's no countouts in submission matches either, by the looks of it. As Bobby Roode continued to assault the knee now of Kurt Angle. Angle though sending Roode into the ring. Hoists him up, looking for a suplex, but Roode fighting back with a right hand to the gut now. Oh, a T-bone. T-bone suplex by Bobby Roode. And now again just pinching that shoulder, just trying to grab a hold of the nerve in the shoulder, which is very, very painful if you do catch that nerve correctly, which it looks like based on Kurt Angle's grimaces that Bobby Roode has got that nerve perfectly gripped. Both guys back up now. Angle trying to look for a suplex there by the looks of it, but Bobby Roode fighting back with a reverse DDT. And then a big knee to the spine of Angle as well. Angle has had a lot of neck problems in the past, and it looks like Bobby Roode is trying to work on these issues really to weaken him down. And again now just wrenching back on the neck of Angle with a knee placed in the middle of the back just to try and bend that body, contort it in a way that it should not be facing. But Angle fighting free. Which one of these two guys is going to lock on their signature submission first? That's the question. Is it going to be Bobby Roode? Looks to be lining Kurt Angle up here. But he goes for the glorious DDT. Now stamping on the arm of Kurt Angle. Once again just wrenching back at the neck now. And I said it's not a submission maneuver that is normally very strong, but when you've done this much damage already, it's possible that it could finish a guy off. Angle though, belly to belly suplex straight away. Angle getting closer and closer to the legs of Bobby Roode now. Going to return the favour with that. Just wrenching back now at the neck of Bobby Roode. Again, neither of these two guys yet to go for their big finishing submission hold. The best we've seen is Bobby Roode's fatal figure 4 leg lock. Not fatal 4 leg lock. Is he going for it again? No, just had a boot to the gut this time. Just forcing all the air out of the chest of Angle, which is a good move. And now dropping an elbow into the inside of the knee. And maybe Roode is potentially going to look for another figure 4, but now going for the arm as well. Angle fighting back, sending Bobby Roode over the top. He crashes to the mat down below pretty hard as well. Oh, Angle does roll up Bobby over now. Grapevines the leg into the ankle lock. Is this going to be the end of the match? Can Bobby Roode fight through the pain of the ankle lock? Oh, he's getting closer. Oh, no. Bobby Roode does manage to roll it through and break free from the ankle lock. Now straight away just taking Angle up into a Death Valley driver. And again just going back to that shoulder. Just trying to force his thumb into the nerve. Trying to create as much pain as he can through the upper body of Kurt Angle. Potentially lining him up for a crossface in the near future. Angle now tripping Roode. Boot to the back of the head. Angle once again DDT on Bobby Roode. And a big kick to the chest. Does Kurt Angle have another ankle lock in him? Oh, catching the leg and the arm of Bobby Roode into a T-bone suplex again. Or was that an exploder? T-bones and exploders always confuse me. And here he goes. He has the ankle once again. Grapevines the leg. This time, is it going to be enough? And it is enough. Bobby Roode taps out and Kurt Angle is victorious against the Glorious One. And I think that, I don't know, I think Angle, being a submission specialist with that ankle breaker, or ankle lock, should I say, I think he had more chance of winning this one. I think Bobby Roode does have the crossface, but it's more of a backup finish maneuver for him. Of course, he likes to utilise either the Roode bomb or the glorious DDT or various other finishing maneuvers he's had in the past, but the crossface has always been a secondary maneuver for him, whereas Kurt Angle has made a living off the ankle lock for many years, and that is what's won in this match, and that's what has put him at this moment in time top of the rankings for Adrenaline. But of course it won't last for too long, as in a couple of days time in our first ever pay-per-view Adrenaline Rush, we're going to see all of our 5 champions crowned here on Adrenaline. Nakamura versus Okada, Owens versus Zayn versus Ono, Ricochet versus Tozawa versus Swan versus Williams, and of course Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. It's going to be amazing. It really is going to be a top quality show, and I hope to see you there in a couple of days' time. But of course, that is the end of our very first episode of Adrenaline. I hope you have enjoyed it. Of course, if you have, then do slap that like button, and of course subscribe if you are new around here if you want to see some more. And we will see you very, very soon for our first pay-per-view in Season 2 of the SWE Universe mode. Adrenaline Rush. Goodbye.